It involves the Earth curve calculator. I'm jumping ahead.
By a curvature. But let's make sure. I'll zoom in a bit. It's a little cloudy, but you can see the slope of the ground from the water that rises up to the bridge. What's great about this is that we can compare the footage with a second video pointed at the same bridge section at a much closer distance of 1.6 miles.
But wait, before we do that, we'll go back to this video. Now, you see the pillars supporting the bridge? I'm going to zoom in. You can definitely see the very bottom of the pillars where they touch the water. I'm now going to measure 9.04 miles from that point 1 inch above the surface. So, just bear with me. We're going to see, and this is going to tell us how high the camera, which is at 7 inches above sea level, how high it must be according to the globe. So just bear with me. And this is the part where we're looking at reality. That's the first part. We're just looking at reality, okay? In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it centimeters. And then I'll translate it back to inches. Just bear with me. Right, so metric. Oh wait, first, distance 9.04. So 9.04 miles. Height 0.01. Now I'm going to translate this to metric. Well, I'll calculate, then translate to metric. Let's see what it's showing us. So that's 0.01 feet. Let's see how many centimeters that might be. Or millimeters. I can't be bothered doing the math. I have my cursor. I don't know if you guys can see. You see, when we talk about elevation from the water surface to a point, globe believers can argue. If instead we say, no, forget the elevation to the point, we're measuring to the very bottom. Okay? So this is, well, you can see, mere millimeters above the surface of the water. We are measuring from the base, from the very base of those pillars to the camera. In meters, the camera should be 16 meters above sea level. In imperial, it should be 53 feet above sea level. Flat earthers, it's time we all start doing this. The globalians can argue, and they will, refraction and so on. Like, no, we're not talking surface above the water. We're talking the water. Okay? So, according to the Earth curve calculator, from the very base of those pillars to the camera, there's curvature, the hidden height to the camera, which means how high the camera would have to be from sea level in order to catch the very first glimpse above the horizon of the base of those pillars. It would have to be 53 feet up. It isn't. It's 0.6 feet. Okay, now we move on to this. I've slowed it down so we can really enjoy it. Here we have, well, a cruiser or a ferry of some type. Oh, it's like a Transformers. And it's moving towards and then to the side and towards and to the side. And the person who's filming this is tracking his camera. He's tracking the boat with his camera. This is a time lapse. He's taking shots, then moving so that the ship is centered in the shot. That's why the motion of the ship seems so bizarre. Now, I'm going to play that again. And we're going to start here. And I'm going to go frame by frame. Notice the whitest illuminated portion of this ferry, okay? Notice how just below that, there's a line that goes off to the left, and if you go to the other side of the ship, a line that goes off to the right. As I move frame by frame, you see how that line seems to be rising with the ship. And all I'm doing is going frame by frame. When the darker area, so we have the white, then we have the dark. Now, here's a perfect shot. We have the white area. Directly underneath that, we have a line that brings us the shade. There seems to be some banding that's going with that shade. So let's continue moving. Now, this is obviously supposed to be beyond Earth's curvature. It isn't. But, oh, it is now. Oh, wait. Now it is. But we've been filming for some time and it's been drawing closer to us. How could it be behind curvature at a point where it's closer than at this point where it was farther away? How can that happen? It's not going backward. But let's jump ahead back to here and let's continue. Notice that banding that seems to be horizon, and well, it keeps kind of keeping track with the ship. The ship keeps distorting. Sometimes the ship appears to be at the horizon, like now. Sometimes it, oh, the hull, we can't see the hull. It must be beyond the horizon. Well, it's closer now than it was before. It must be beyond the horizon. No, it isn't. Now, oh look, it's just straddled the horizon. It's just put a leg over the horizon. Should we watch that again? Look, oh, there's the horizon. See the sailboat. So, it's now kind of just about at the horizon-ish. Okay, and here goes the sailboat, and now it just slips a leg over the horizon. Good heavens. But notice the banding I mentioned earlier from the bottom of the whitest area at the front of the ship. See, they've got a what looks like a balcony of some type, and you see how it projects from it to the left of the screen over to the right. There's a similar projection. That banding, keep your mind on that banding, because you're seeing that banding all of the time. See that banding? Well, it looks like is now on top of the horizon. It's like, well, it's closer than it was before. Can't be on top of the horizon. And closer. You see the banding I was referring to? That's the banding that hides the hull, that makes the globe earthers think it's gone beyond the curvature of the Earth. That banding that you're seeing right there, it looks like the horizon, right? It's not the horizon. It's an atmospheric distortion. Over to the left of the ship, you're seeing land rise up, same as Skunk Bay time lapse. So now I'm reversing, and notice the straddling of the horizon. It just, oh, it's this, oh, it's on this side of the horizon, oh, now it's on the other side of the horizon. All that's happening is that layer that I've been asking you to keep your mind on becomes, now it's more opaque. It's less transparent or less translucent. It allows less light. There's all of the distortion, But that distortion is part of the effect. It's not distortion because the ship is so much farther away that we're losing angular resolution. It's distortion because the atmosphere is causing such compression that, well, how are you going to determine if the angular size of something at that distance is its true angular size, or if you're looking through compression? So now it looks like it's at the horizon. Remember, I'm now moving forward. It looks like, oh, now it's just straddling the horizon. But remember that banding that I asked you to look at? That banding is still there. But right now, there's a small region where you can see through that banding. And you can see the bottom of the hull, and you can see the painted design. This is not the hull reflecting in the water, mirror-like. We can see the turquoise, the yellow and the purple of the design on this, well, quite Caribbean, or at least very tropical looking ship. See the design? That's not now mirroring. Now watch as it goes behind the apparent curvature. There you go. It's not behind the curvature. That layer is now more opaque. Ships can't straddle the horizon like you're seeing right now. And now I'm going back. Ships cannot straddle the horizon. That is not a massive swell that has just gone from that region. This is what flat earthers have been trying to explain to globe believers for a long time. Now, before this video, I showed the video from Objective Reality made by Taboo Conspiracy showing it's flat. From here to that bridge and beyond that bridge to that dike, it's flat. Now we're looking at the supposed curvature hiding hulls turning out to not really be curvature hiding hulls, just like we've been explaining. Now we're going to go on to the hoaxes. So, this, what you're going to see now, is the first, let me turn the sound off, telecommunications satellite. The first ever. Actually, I'll turn the sound off. This. Gigos Dima, as they say in Serbia. I'm going to go back. You see, what you're watching is the deployment of the first telecommunications satellite. Who was filming it? And how was the image that was filming it make its way to Earth through it, given that it had not yet been deployed? You're watching its deployment. Look, this is the Sputnik satellite, not yet deployed because we're watching its deployment, somehow transmitting footage that some incognito camera is recording. That's very interesting. And the footage that's being caught, the images that are being caught, are being transmitted to Earth by a satellite that has not yet been deployed. How can we tell that for sure? Because we're watching its deployment. This is Sputnik 1 being deployed. Of course, you need visuals, otherwise it's very easy to doubt and say, I'm not having any of that, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying, you got something up there that you launched from a rocket that's actually communicating. I don't buy it. So instead, you show images. So, next part of the evolution of hoaxing. This, if you want to watch the video, is the evolution of visual effects. And what you're going to watch, obviously, it's the evolution of visual effects. Well, first, let me just go back. It's the famous galloping horse. These were the first, the first successful attempt of depicting motion. It's the way that it's being shown is to show that it was quite rough. What was happening was you had all these photographs of the galloping horse printed on the inside of a ring. The ring had slits, and you look through the slits at the other side where you're seeing the frames or the images of the horse galloping. Now, if you did it at perfect speed, it would be absolutely fluid. You would not have these double images. This is done on purpose to show that that's what was happening. Cartoons. Oh, look, lady dancing. Oh, decapitation. Oh, what's this great effect? She's gone. Ta-da! Scientology. Wait a minute, he just grabbed those. Wait a second, did he really just grab a bottle and a. From a painting? Did he really? Let's just see. Let's see. Look, yes, look. There. It was a drawing, not even a painting. Look. And now look, and grab. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. For the globe believers, at least. Look at that. That's not a model. Nope. Oh, bullet in the eye of the moon. Wow. Just wow. Dinosaur. Oh, Sam and Dan would like that. Oh. Oh, another dinosaur. Look. You see, the reason I'm showing these things is none of these things are actually real. None of them are actually the events that appear to be happening on the screen the way they appear to be happening on the screen. There wasn't really a great big King Kong gorilla fighting a dinosaur. Oh, look at that. There was no real going to Oz. Oh, that was not a real foot of a giant about to step on Aladdin, I think it was, or Alibaba. Oh, look, Mars. Oh, something scary. Oh, shark coming. Look, I think this was Mir. I think this was a Mir station. Or was it Skylab? We'll have a look at Skylab in a minute. UFO. Whoa. What's he doing? All of those things were floating. He's parting the oceans. A giant. Oh, skeletons. No, I think that was Skylab. Sorry. Not real. Right. And this goes for some of the people out there. Not really a girl possessed by a demon. You see, Jesus wouldn't allow that. As for, it possessed her, but when the priest came along and said, the power of Christ compels you, it's like, well, why does the power of Christ only compel it when a priest is saying it? Can't Christ exert his power without a priest? Does Christ need the mouth of a priest like Sauron needs the mouth of Sauron? I don't think so. I think it's just silliness, but anyway. Oh, look. Oh, look. Oh, wow. Star Wars. I know that one. Oh no. System overload. Oh. Now remember, none of the things you're seeing are actually real things. Mmm. Forrest Gump didn't really shake Kennedy's hand. UFOs have not destroyed the White House. Planets aren't real. Can you see a planet? Yeah, not real. Spider-Man. Yeah. Gosh, look at that city curving. See, all of those things, not really real. Let's look at some more things, not really real. See, we just watched the evolution of not really real things. Apologies for the bugs. Pause. Oh, I'm trying to pause it. Okay. I'm yet to hear a plausible explanation of what the guy in the green shirt thought that he was doing. I have globling friends. I've asked them. Well, we're going to watch frame by frame as he goes to grab something that isn't there, goes to put that thing that he's just gone to grab into his other hand, realizes he hasn't really grabbed anything because nothing has been rendered, and just like pretends like he hasn't done that. Watch. Grab, swap, That's not a natural movement. That's almost like how the imposter stands.
That caught my attention, and you will see the same things that I saw. Let's watch.
I made a video about this. I argued with my own cousin, saying, no, that's not special effect. It's like, it is a special effect, you clown shoe. No, it isn't. Like, it is. Then he went to explain how that special effect is done. I said, thank you very much. So it is a special effect. No.
So what is significant about this video is, number one, it was live to school children. Number two, we have this stuffed animal that is transitioning in on another video channel. And the actor is able to reach up and grab this doll in real
yeah, sorry.
space and manipulate this doll with their hand.
No, this explanation is wrong. All that was done is the region of the screen, this region, had a filter, and they removed that filter. That's a real doll. It was there all along. Imagine that it's a blue screen, and they have the blue screen, and they just remove the blue screen. They pull it up, they wind it up. It's not virtual reality, but it's still a special effect. We just watched a whole series of pretty shoddy special effects. This was a pretty shoddy special effect from NASA via the ESA. Now that Britain is leaving Europe, I wonder if they'll still fund the European Space Agency, or I wonder if Britain is going to be the first to say, guys, we got it all wrong. This is how the world works. It's flat and all these things. Quick, we need more scientists.
So what is significant about this and the actual way how NASA grabs objects.
Now, yes, you can grab objects like this. That does not mean that that doll was one of them.
3D.
They don't need to. There's a much easier way of doing it, and NASA will always go for the easiest way.
Space, rotates them around, manipulates them. They can do this with water, with cloth, anything. And the cool thing about it is we can take what they're doing, what they're seeing with their contact virtual reality augmented lenses, and put that on a separate video layer live. So in this clip, they're talking live feed, and we have a astronaut.
Yeah, never mind that. That's crappy.
On his wire. Okay, so you see to the right, this guy's flipping this hat. This hat's actually on another video.
No, it isn't. It's a real hat.
In 3D space.
Stop saying
green
stuff.
Shirt. He thinks he sees an object in 3D space that's being broadcast to him. So he grabs it and he puts it off to the side. He's looking straight ahead because he's looking at an object rotating in front of him. But the video channel is down that is supposed to show the viewers what we're supposed to see. And so we don't actually get to see the object that he has seen. And I would just sum this up as a very terrible, bad, horrible day.
Yes, it was. Right. I still haven't heard, and here comes a pretty cool ODD song. I have friends who make videos. One of them, when he saw this, was really intrigued. The other, no, can't be that NASA's tricking stuff.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Have you ever dreamed of going up to outer space, or maybe meeting other beings from another place? Have you ever wondered what it's like on other planets? Then you watch a science show and come to believe you understand it? You feel empowered by the knowledge and you feel enlightened, listening to Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson. But then you wake up and you start to see the obvious. Life is just a lie and this whole world ain't what we thought it was. NASA's missions to the moon were never completed. They just filmed them in a room and people believe it. I used to wonder what it's like to be an astronaut. Now when I see them acting, I can't help but to laugh a lot. They give us cartoons and they claim that we live on a ball, but it's flat and it's not moving or spinning at all. Why you lying to us, man? That's something that we want to know. After that, you're gonna have to pack up all your stuff and go.
I've never heard a plausible explanation to this either. The closest to it is, well, this was Skylab or Mir, one of the other two. It was not the ISS, and they had to do maneuvers That to accelerate the station, to keep it in orbit, see? And the guys were just caught unawares. Like, I don't think so. That would say there's a pilot somewhere that's going to exert so much force on this vehicle with all kind of jangly bits hanging off. Well, you know, there's inertia. Objects with mass have inertia. You can't have a jangly thing on the end of an arm just be fine whilst you exert torque on various different angles. And these guys suddenly like, oh, it's almost like we reached the bottom of the free fall of the vomit comet. See? The idea that these guys were caught unawares, it's not likely. See, the pilot would just say, right guys, we're going to be moving, I'm going to be turning on the thrusters in 3, 2, 1, or whatever. We're going to be like, la la la, I know thrusters are going to go on sometime, don't know when, but I'll just carry on doing my thing.
History has been rewritten by winners of wars. The Jesuit order, Khazars, Freemasons, and more. They pulled the veil over our eyes, and it's time to awaken. Through organized indoctrination, our minds have been taken. It's time we take our power back and we rescue our people. The Vatican and the bankers are like Resident Evil. They may have had the greatest plan that was ever concocted, but Illuminati never thought that they'd ever be spotted. They're manufacturing reality all in our head.
That's how it should look. See, a white donned astronaut. Not what looks like a scuba diver in black. They don't have Imperial troopers, or whatever they're called. See? That's what it should look like. Not that. That's not a guy in white. See? It's not a guy in white. It's a guy in black. You can see he's got a white belt on, in fact.
But Illuminati never thought that they'd ever be spotted. They're manufacturing reality all in our heads. They tell us if the earth is flat, then we'll fall off the edge. But if it is a spinning ball, we won't fall off it then. And gravity is our imaginary magic friend. Why is water always flat when unmanipulated? Why are pictures of the earth computer generated? Why you lying to us, man? That's something that we want to know. After that, you're gonna have to pack up all your stuff and go. Spaceman made a final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Spaceman made a final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. Spaceman made a final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
Hello, my name is Bailey. This question is for Chris. What was high school like for you?
Well, it was the 1980s, so the music was different, the hairstyle was different, the clothes we wore were different than today, but probably in 5 or 10 years it'll be the same. And in school, I was just like you, probably all of you there. I tried my best. I didn't always succeed, didn't always do well, but I
Keep your eye on that solar panel over the Earth.
I put my best effort into school. Math and science were kind of my favorite subject. I didn't really like English and reading too much, but I've since grown out of that, and I enjoy reading now. And I played a lot of sports. And all of that happened in a little town called York, Maine, across the United States from where we're talking to you right now.
What? Across from where we're talking to you right now? Wait a second, wait. Whoa! I thought that was the ISS. No, it's someone's backyard. Oh, sorry, front yard. Ooh la la. Front yard. So, you see, Globe Believers, we've been telling you you're mistaken. I've shown with the Earth Curve calculator that you're mistaken. The first video I showed, according to your Earth curvature, the camera would be 53 feet above the water. In reality, it's 7 inches above the water. Then we showed you this, which is a ship straddling the horizon. It's not really straddling the horizon. what appears to be this lighter blue banding that you see there becomes less opaque, less transparent, apologies. It's very simple. Look, the ship is not really straddling the horizon to appear there. All that's happening is that banding is becoming more transparent. Now it's less transparent and there's more compression. And, well, keep watching. And now it becomes less opaque, more transparent, and renders more of the ship. It's very simple. And you still clinging to your globe is making you really look absurd. Like really absurd. Because all it takes for flat earthers is show you these videos. And you just have to because you can't explain this. You can't explain the first video I showed, and you can't explain this, but we can. And the reason for looking into reality is to be able to determine the world, mainly so you can make determinations about the future. That's to say, predictions. Already, only 4 years into the flat earth study, we already have better predictions on the flat earth than you do on your globe. And we have a better explanation of history than you do on the globe. Sorry folks, you backed the wrong horse. Santa doesn't really exist. Get over it. Thank you everyone. I will see you all again.